What are some other considerations? Well, we know that the solar panel lifespan is 25 years, which is longer than the lifespan of typical roof waterproofing. So if you're a strata that needs to do roof repairs or a waterproofing, it's best to do this before the solar system goes down. Here we have an example of a $100,000 waterproofing job, triple layer, on an apartment complex. To give you an idea, the solar system that will one day go on this apartment rooftop will only cost around $30,000 to $40,000. So the waterproofing job is actually typically a more expensive job than the solar system itself. So a question we get asked is it possible to not penetrate an existing waterproof membrane if it's just recently been replaced on the apartment building? And it is possible to install a solar system with ballast. So here we can see concrete blocks weighting down the racking system without any penetration through the waterproofing or the slab on this apartment building. However, you have to keep in mind that the cost of a ballast weighted solar system is typically about a third more than the equivalent solar system that's anchored into the roof. So an alternative is to ask the solar installer about the waterproofer that they work with, and will a waterproofer come back and give a 5 or 10 year warranty on the re-waterproofing around the penetrations that are made with anchor points through an existing waterproofing solution on the roof. But this is possible, and that's an example from the ARIA building in Waterloo. Another barrier to installing solar in our apartment buildings is the state of the switchboard and the meterboard. So here we have an example of an apartment building meterboard which is not compliant to AS3000 standard. You can see a wooden backboard there. It's possible for a child to electrocute themselves, and there are ceramic fuses, and this could also be considered a fire risk. I know this myself because my brother's apartment building had a fire in the switch room last year, and my brother, his wife, and my nephew turned up at my apartment and lived with me for 4 days when all 60 apartments were evacuated because of the fire. So this is something that is real, and it's a good hygiene project for apartment buildings to start upgrading the switchboards and the meterboards to get them compliant to AS3000. Another challenge for apartment buildings is, do you have stairway access to the roof level? Some of the older apartment blocks actually just have a fire escape that opens with a door out onto the roof, which makes it easy for solar panels to go up a lift, be carried 1 floor up the fire escape and installed on the roof, and also makes it easy to maintain if there's a faulty panel down the line. Otherwise, you may need to contact your local council, get approval to crane the solar panels up to the roof for installation. And then this increases the cost of the project and reduces the payback. Another consideration is, do you have any shading on your rooftop from trees or other apartment buildings? So a string inverter is a cheaper form of inverter, and this is fine if there's no shading on your building. However, if there is shading for part of the day, then you might want to consider more expensive microinverters or DC optimizers. This technology means that a whole string of panels don't stop operating when shade goes onto one particular panel. Each panel down the line that's not shaded can continue to operate at full power.